everyone. Welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on those notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, simplest sports fantasy game on the market. Get this, you can pick from multiple sports platforms. Sign up using the code ASU and Prize Picks will 100% match your initial offer. Well, look at here. The Atlanta Falcons are in first place in the division after beating the hated rival New Orleans Saints. The Falcons, of course, we have some things we need to talk and go over, but how about them Falcons winning on Sunday?
Hey, man, like I said, just find a way. I don't care how you do it. Just find a way. Here's the thing. When PB3 plays well, that's Patrick Bates III, usually good things happen. Now, that's a grown man playing defense, playing safety, knocking balls out, interceptions for touchdowns. I didn't know that interception was 96 yards or whatever it was, 92, 96 yards. He's a special player, and he's definitely one of the leaders of this, not only the defense, but this football team.
Right.
Now, we got a chance to see Ritter after being set down for a little bit. And here's the thing that I noticed. I thought the team played with more energy, even though there was some missteps here and there, but I still think they played with a lot of energy, ran the ball 41 times. That's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
And they ran it with the three-headed monster, which was good. And that was good to see. That's what we've been expecting from day one. And we talked about if they run the ball, like we know they run the ball, and the defense, who I said when we first started this thing, was going to be a lot better, we're going to win a lot of football games. So now, finally, I guess after, the bye week and slipping and bumping your head and shaving your mustache off, you kind of figured out, hey, this is what we do best.
No, exactly. It almost goes back to what we were saying. If he played it like it was fantasy football, maybe they would play better. Right. And what I mean by that is he's using those weapons. Like you said, the three-headed monster, the intangible that we wanted from Ritter. We know he had speed, and he seemed to be comfortable making those decisions when to run,
right,
scramble, and get those big plays.
Right.
Extend the drives.
Right.
Yeah, he did have 2 turnovers, 2 interceptions.
Right.
But there's a lot of top quarterbacks such as Josh Allen,
and
Patty Mahomes who have just as many interceptions as him. Of course, they've got more attempts, but but Bijan finally getting that we think he should be getting, and when he gets involved, man, that fourth quarter pass from Ritter, which was a dime to Bijan.
Dime. He dropped it off the table like Steph Curry. That was beautiful.
Yes. I had a Saints fan sitting beside me, and when they dropped back, I seen him cut. I saw Bijan already left him, and I was like, Ritter throws, and I saw it. I just tapped. I said, here it is, before he even called it, and it was a wrap when he called it. I just knew there wasn't no catching him.
Right. Here's the thing. I love Bijan. I remember about 3-4 weeks ago where I mentioned, once he learns, when he gets to the third level, to pick his feet up, he may take some big runs to the house or gain 20 more yards. Yeah, remember that big run on the sideline and the guy dove and slapped at his feet? This is what happens with young running backs. They're so used to being in college, so used to being faster than everybody else, that when they hit the third level, which is that secondary, they're going. Nobody's going to catch him. But these guys are so fast and so savvy with angles that they're going to catch you. So at the end, once if I'm his running back coach and I'm watching film with him, I'm saying, when you hit that thing right there, you got to pick your feet up, because you have to know someone's chasing and someone's behind you and they're going to die. So once he gets aware of that, oh my God, he's going to rip off 60, 70-yard runs. And wow. And I did not know he was close to almost 700 yards rushing this year.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either.
They showed that, and I was like, huh? How does that happen? So he's on the verge to rush for 1,000 yards quietly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be amazing, especially for how much we use him. On watching it, William, you was there live, but I was watching it on TV, and they were talking about Bijan and why, he had that lapse of play over maybe 2 or 3 weeks. And one of the announcers said that the Falcons were smart to rest him for the long haul. That's what they were doing. I don't know if he got that from Arthur Smith or whoever, but now that I think about it, it made sense. Because when you get, I did it as a rookie, when you get to week 10, 11, 12, you hit a wall. Because you didn't play 4 years of college, and at that time, the season is ending.
Right.
And in NFL, you still have 3, 4, 5 weeks left into the season. And a lot of rookies hit that wall, and then they go through a period where they're not playing as well down, at the end of the season, and it discourages them. So I think that rest, or that period where he wasn't using Bijan as much as we would like to have seen it, it may have been a smart move for the long haul.
Right. And you mentioned three-headed monster, and you're right, the three-headed monster, and I threw in Ritter, which would actually make it a four-headed monster, because you got Ritter, Patterson, Tyler, and then Bijan. Because Patterson was running with some fury as well. He was letting it be known that he can still run hard and physical.
Yes.
Tyler still running hard. I mean, the whole the run blocking game.
Yeah.
Bijan, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, Matthew Bijan, the second round pick, has been stepping it up. McGrary did very well this past week. So the offensive line, as far as that run block, was doing very well. Yeah. I was a little concerned with one of the play calls earlier on in the game. We were texting about, I think, when they went for it on fourth. And it wasn't necessarily that they went for it. It was the play call that they chose to go for it on. So we still got some of the play calling things I think we need to work out and get over. But I like the way the offense was trending. The defense is still performing. Yeah. They gave up only 5 field goals. They did not score a single touchdown.
Right.
Yes, they got up in that red zone, but they could not, would not get it in.
And that's special. And
very special.
And
Bates forced fumble on Taysom Hill, the interception on Carr, multiple tackles. He was playing, like you say, as that dude. He is him, as you say.
Yes. And you can see some new guys implemented in that defense, especially on the back end, that made some plays and made a difference. You can see the aggressiveness in that secondary that we've wanted to see all year. And that was a pleasant surprise. We got a sack. We did some things that looked like this was a fresh football team. It looked like a team that had a lot of energy. It was fresh. I get, that happens when you play your rival. It does, but it has to transition and to the next game and the games after that. But we can say a lot about this defense, but the only thing you can say about this defense is it is good.
It is.
It is a really, really good defense. They give up some plays, but the other guys are pros too. But it's a really, really good defense. Now, and you talked about earlier about, some of the play calling and this and that whatsoever. Here's the thing I was thinking about, and I was like, wow, they ran the ball 41 times. And so they threw it about 20 to 25 times. And I go, wow, that's like 1990 football. And it took me, and then what came to me was, you have all these weapons on the perimeter, and quietly they probably go home and wishing they have more targets whatsoever and more catches whatsoever. And this is what I say to the guys, because I've been in your shoes before. Remember, Jamal Anderson rushed the ball for over 420 times in a season in '98. So we weren't getting a lot of passes. So this is what I say to you, all you perimeter guys. Get open. And when your number is called, get open and make a play, because you're not going to get many opportunities. So don't be running down there lollygagging and thinking, oh, I'm just going to ease my way into a route. Run your route to win and to get open, because if you don't, the chances are that you're not going to get the ball, and then you're going to be frustrated and upset. Tony Martin and I, we knew that the opportunities were going to be slim. So every time our numbers was called, we were getting open, because we're like, oh my God, we're not going to get but maybe 5 or 6 targets today, in a game. So we made sure we were open. It made it easier for the quarterback whatsoever. It's funny how people think it's just on the quarterback. No, it's not. The quarterback can't be successful if the perimeter guys are not where they're supposed to be, if the offensive line is not protecting, or if he's not comfortable in the play call. So a lot goes into it. Yes, he's the deliverer and he makes the decision to throw the ball whatsoever. I get that. But it all predicates on what everybody else is doing. And we can go back to that interception in the red zone.
Well, before you do that, I just want to say that's some great insight about what you're saying as compared to when you and T. Martin with that 98 team, because yes, they ran it with Jamal. Yeah. And now, I hope they watching and I hope they hear that, because yes, like you said, we got a 3-headed monster. Right. So they're going to get their touches. Right. Because that's seems to be our identity. Right. So like you said, those guys get open. So when your number is called, you can make that big play, because yes, y'all were still making plays. So maybe to the fan eye, and of course we were 14-2, it didn't seem like a bad thing, because they were winning.
We were winning football games.
Yeah, we're winning football games. So And when you like you said, it would be a touchdown, a big play. I can remember many big plays that y'all made, you and T. Martin, in that year.
Exactly. And here's the thing, and you got to put the players in positions to win also. And we're gonna keep yelling that and harping on that until it gets done. And eventually it's gonna get done one way or the other.
And now, I think you were gonna go ahead, bring up
now as the interception in the red zone.
Right.
Everybody said, oh, what a bad pass. It was a terrible throw whatsoever. Okay, let me dissect the play. It's almost an option route, but it wasn't an option route. So the tight end is when he leaves his position, he goes in an angle.
And that was Jonnu Smith
position about 8 yards, which was Jonnu Smith.
Right.
And then he brings his man with him, who has the flats to take him out. All right, to take him out where he's supposed to be. So he's widened his zone where he's supposed to be. The backs comes out the backfield, and he runs an angle route. Who gathers and takes the middle linebacker. Now he's captured the middle linebacker and takes the middle linebacker. The guy that was supposed to go to the flats is on the outside of Jonnu. He whips back in. There's a hole right there. I'm not blaming anybody, but the process of this play was slow. And the process came with Bijan coming out the backfield kind of slow.
Right.
He's supposed to hit it now. He's not supposed to hesitate. He's supposed to hit that thing now and go. So when Ritter got on his back foot, I believe, and don't quote me, I believe it startled him that Bijan was in the throwing lane when he threw it. And it startled Jonnu at the same time, because he stopped coming when he seen Bijan there.
Right.
So that's what happened on that play. So you can say, oh, Ritter threw another interception. Come on, let's look at the full play. Look, that's how the play is supposed to work. Bijan comes out the backfield. He runs his angle route. The middle linebacker capture him. The guy that's supposed to cover the flat, Jonnu forces him to cover the flat. He puts his foot in the ground and he whips back in to a big giant hole.
So let me ask you, is it the route running, or is it the actual route tree, the play design, that put too much congestion right there?
No, it's the route running.
Okay.
I think you gotta, I don't know, you gotta harp on, hey, back, you cannot hesitate here. We got to get you to gather this middle backer right now. You know, now if it's a blitz, you want to look right now. If that middle backer's not there, you want to look, we'll hit you right away. So, but we want you to cross his face so he can take you to create a hole for the tight end right here. And I think, and it has to happen like this because those routes are only, the deepest route on that is 8 yards, which is Janu.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So right now, Ritter's going catching the ball, going 1-2, and ready to throw. It's not 1-2-3 and wait to look at it. It has to happen now. So the sequence of the route running has to happen now. And I'm not. What it was is Bijan ran the right route.
Right.
I didn't say he didn't run the right route. He ran the right route, but he didn't run it with a sense of urgency to do his job, which is to capture the backer. I think he ran a route thinking he should be catching the ball. But on that route, the only way he gets that ball is, one, if the middle backer blitzes, and two, if that middle backer shifts over, and when he comes out and he's playing him man to man. That's the only way. But at the end of the day, your job is to capture that middle backer to open up a hole for the tight end that's running a whip route from the outside.
And at that moment, it was right before half, so it felt like a big play because we got the ball after half, so it'd have been nice to jump up on them before going into the half. And in that drive, you had like Ritter, he had a pass, but it was like Bijan, Cordell, Bijan, Desmond scrambling, Bijan, Desmond incomplete, Cordell running, Bijan running, and then it went back to Desmond passing in the red zone. I think a lot of frustration from fans was just, why didn't they keep running it there instead of throwing the ball altogether?
Well, I think.
Well, let me ask you: does that bother you, or is that fine play? I mean, it's okay to try to pass there.
I don't know if it was a first down call or not. You know, when you threw the ball, whatever it was, but on first down,
first and 10.
Yeah, you usually, usually all through the game on first down, you're running the football. You're running the football. So you're thinking, okay, they're going to crowd the box a little bit. They may even blitz us down here. So let's catch them in a coverage where we can create a mismatch and get a big play. And I think that's what the thinking was. I didn't have a problem there, especially on first down. I didn't have a problem with them throwing the ball on first down because I knew they was going to run it the next 2 or 3 times anyway. So it just didn't happen that way. You know, unfortunately, it was an interception, but it is what it is. What I seen from this team that we haven't seen in a while was the resilience. It seemed to not bother them at the moment. You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
It was Ritter didn't have that look like, oh, here we go again, you know, or the players didn't have that look like, this can't be happening again.
Yeah.
It seemed like they rallied around him and did what they needed to do to win that football game. And that's what I've said before he was set down. I said, it's hard to turn your allegiance from your starter, from that dude that you've been rocking with all this time, to somebody else that's new to the team, and now he's your leader. It's hard. But then when that dude comes back, it's easier for you to go, let's go, man. Welcome back. I got your back. And that's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
And I felt the building, the atmosphere was electric. And I want to say you could feel that confidence in the crowd and the swag and how everyone acted. And that was at the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter when Bijan caught that touchdown. They kicked the extra point. They went up by 9. I remember I told you before, I wish they would just blow people out so we could. But when they went up by 9 in the fourth, it wasn't that typical Falcon feeling of ending doom. We felt like, hey, we're about to win this today.
Yeah,
we're about to win this because the defense has been stopping them. And the offense is now getting it rolling. But at the bare minimum, I knew if they kicked the field goal again, we would kick a field goal. They kick one, we could kick one. If they had
I thought the Falcons was in control of that game from the beginning. I thought there was no way, you know, I know that Overlay made some big plays whatsoever. They got the running game going a little bit, but I didn't feel threatened at all, you know, because what you know of what the Saints team has been all year, you knew they didn't have enough firepower to beat the Atlanta Falcons football team. So I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about this game. Like I said, just win the game. Don't do anything outrageous or fancy. Just be who you are, and you just find a way to win a football game. And that's what they did. But
yeah, I didn't realize Olave had 100 yards either, because we kicked him out of the end zone. So
yeah,
it was mute. And
William, I'm shaking my head because we about to play some dudes on defense this coming weekend.
You're the team
boy,
that drafted.
You better bow your necks up and tighten up the chin straps and put some air in them helmets, because that defensive front of the New York Jets is something special. Now everyone looking at, oh, they don't have a quarterback. They can't move the ball. They can't do this.
Their defense can get them points.
The defense will get you points and put them in good field position if you allow them to.
Right.
Don't go in there overlooking this football team because you think they deficient offensively, because this is a really good football team defensively, and they can embarrass you if you let them, especially at home. Right. So we need to go up to it. It's not New York, it's New Jersey. That's where the stadium. New Jersey, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. And hey, man, this is a great game for the Atlanta Falcons to show how physical we are, and then coming back after that, playing a division foe and have an opportunity to go 4-0 in the division. And this is a great game to get us ready for playoffs, because you're going to face, when you get to the playoffs, this is what you're going to face, this type of defense. You're going to face this type of defense, when you get to the playoff. When you get to the playoffs, it gets better. Teams get better. Defenses are better. So this is a good test for us. And I'm anxious to see how it plays out.
Yeah, they're coming off 4 straight losses. And this past Black Friday, they played against Miami. And it seemed like, the game might have been okay before the half, but now they kind of made an internet sensation because they had a pick 6, Hail Mary in the half.
Right.
So of all things, you expecting the clock to dissipate, and they run it all the way back and nobody got them. So I know they've probably been chewed out left and right, and they're probably going to be ready.
Yeah, nobody covered. Yep.
Yes, that defense is going to be primed and ready, because, as you said, they're not oblivious. They know Aaron Rodgers isn't back there.
Right.
They know that they have to basically get this team to where they can win.
Right.
Get them in that position. So they are going to be hawking. They're going to be doing everything they can to shut us down. If we can continue to run the ball, though, I feel like we're going to give them problems if we can do that. Just try to wear them down.
So before people ask me the question who I'm going to be rooting for, my old team Jets or my old team the Falcons, I'm going to tell you this. I love the Jets organization, because that's the organization that drafted me. And I spent 4 years there. But also, that's the organization that wouldn't sign me when I was a free agent. And I became a free agent for the Atlanta Falcons, which is my hometown team. So my loyalty is red and black. Right. That's my loyalty. And I love the Jets for the opportunity that they gave me to play 4 years there, to prepare me for the success have had the latter of the 9 years that I played. So hats off to the Jets, but Falcons win this game. Right. They have to win this game. And here's the thing, and I say this, and I said it last week. This game counts. Well, let me put it this way: this game matters, but not really, because the goal is to win a division. Because we know that most likely we're not going to get a home field. So at the end of the day, I would love to win out, but all you have to do is win 2 more division games and you're division champions. You beat Tampa, you beat Carolina, and even if you slip up against the Saints, you're still division champions.
Hopefully we don't have to go that far, honestly, T. Hopefully it's wrapped up by Chicago. I hope that game, Christmas Eve, that'll be a great Christmas gift.
It will be nice, but I think, like I said, I said this at the beginning of the year.
Yes, I don't want it to.
It's not going to be decided until the last week of the season. That's just the way, that's the way the Falcons roll these days. They want to give you a cardiac arrest.
I'm about to say, I don't know if I can take that. I need to just wrap this thing up.
Yeah, but I would love for it to be wrapped up.
Mm-hmm.
But the excitement of it is going into the final week and saying, we got to win it. Mm-hmm. It's but we got to win it.
Right. No
Who
question.
kicks the field goal at the end to win it? That's who we are. That's who we are. I don't think as an organization, or let me say this, I don't think that they look that far to say, hey, let's win it early, let's whatsoever, and be done with it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, of course.
I don't think they think like that. I think they think, one game at a time, whatsoever, this and that. But me, if I'm coaching, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it's one game at a time, but I got to make sure we're consistent every single week, getting better leading up to the playoffs. Let's get it done early where we can rest ourselves and have a clear mind going into the playoffs. You see what I'm saying?
So I agree. I would love for them to be able to rest instead of playing New Orleans that last game. That'd be funny.
So we don't have to spend all our energy in the last game and then have to play a wild card game the next week. You see what I'm saying?
And just to touch on, I'm not trying to get too far down the road, but said wild card team would be the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Right.
And that ain't no slouch of a team. So
right.
Like you said, we need to be on a good pace leading up to it.
Here's the thing. This I like what I seen Sunday. I did. I like the attitude. I like the demeanor. I like the I didn't see any panic. I didn't see any distress when things didn't go their way. Usually when things before didn't go their way, it's like they felt, oh, we're snake bitten. And then we go through a half a quarter playing bad football and teams get up on us and we have to come back. I didn't see that. I thought this defense kept us ahead of the game and controlled the game from the first snap. Right
on. I want to say a quick thing, fans. Y'all did a great job. I'm really proud the fans showed up. I know they had the hip hop concert. That was excellent as well, but I like the energy. I never heard the Who Dat chants all day, like in a loud unison. So that was great. They kept that at bay. But yeah, the fans continue to bring that energy. It's going to make a difference. I'm sure he'll tell you from the Georgia Dome days when the fans are loud and proud in there, it makes a difference.
Yes, they are.
What you got for us to end today?
Here it is. This season for me, which has been this way for the last 10 years, is where coaching jobs come open. And you pray. Sometimes you pray for one job that you want, but you just pray for a door to open. And then sometimes the door opens and sometimes the door closes. And then sometimes there's a door that's open that you really, really want. And something comes, people from the outside saying this and saying that and this and that. And then you start to say, maybe this is going to happen that way, or maybe this is not the right job for me. Yeah. And I'm saying that to say, because God has the final answer. Man can say whatever he wants to say and has his opinion. But if your faith is bigger than your fear, God answers prayer and he has the final answer. And you have to trust that. Yes, man going to make that decision of if you get the job or not. But at the same time, God instilled that in him to give you that job. So God has the final answer. And I'm going to say this real quick, because there was a job out there and I was like, oh my God, they're not going to fire this coach. He's played the last 2 games. They played well whatsoever. And then I'm hearing from outside, oh, they're not going to fire him, this and that. They're they're a young team. He's going to give another year to, and I said to my wife, I said, well, let's just move on. Let's try something different. This was a Saturday morning. And I said this, well, it was Saturday afternoon. I said this. So about 8:30 that morning, I get a phone call. Hey, did you hear the news? I was like, no, what are you talking about? They said they fired the coach. And so my phone started blowing up. So after I got off the phone, I had water in my eyes because I went against God's word.
Mm-hmm.
And he was telling me, wait a minute, I have the final answer. You don't decide if a door is closed. I decide. Because you have faith in me and I have faith in you. I decide. So remember this. No matter what you hear, the chatter from everybody else whatsoever, you done prayed for this thing and you have faith that God will answer prayer. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So when those people are telling you no, 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 maybe, maybe not, that's a weapon. Mm-hmm. Don't let it prosper. Keep the faith because God has the final answer.
Right on.
Yeah,
Thank you as always, T.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody out there listening, especially all you GMs and ADs and other coaches, right there, New Mexico Lobos. He's going into the Hall of Fame coming up
next week. Next Tuesday.
Week, he will be in the Hall of Fame. So I'm very proud and happy to able to be on here with you, man. That's awesome.
Thank you.
And I hope that, like I said, these ADs, these coaches, these GMs, these owners, take heed. They would all be privileged and lucky to have a college football Hall of Famer on their staff, man. So
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
We pray for you always, bro.
Yeah, man.
All right, everyone. Have a great week. Falcons, let's go win in New Jersey.
Peace.